When we arrive at the hospital, the receptionist refers us to the cardiac intensive care unit. We follow the signs for CICU until we reach a waiting room where we see Rico crying. Dad! She rushes up to him and puts his arm around her. Where's Mom? Why aren't you with her? Is she... He sighs. Her heart stopped again shortly after we arrived. Oh no. They haven't given up. They're working on her right now, but each time her heart stops, her chances of recovering drop significantly. I close my eyes and say a silent prayer. I have never been particularly religious, but it can't hurt. Mr. Jakan. Yes, that's me. I'm startled by a doctor coming up to us and talking to Rikuo. We managed to get your wife's heart beating again. I exhale a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding. Is she going to be okay? She is alive, but in critical condition. Her body, and especially her heart, are weak from all the trauma she's gone through. We don't know if or for how long we can keep her going. She's going to die? That's not certain. She might pull through. I can hear the unspoken but in his voice. He doesn't think she will. Can we see her? Yes, you can. That's what I came out to tell you. Where is she? I wanna... Slow down. I need to explain a few things before any of you go into the CICU. First, and this is most important, she can only have one visitor at a time. The rest of you will need to stay out here in the CICU waiting room. I would suggest working out some kind of schedule or rotation among yourselves. Second, please don't shout or make loud noises while you are in there with her. The last thing she needs is any kind of shock. Feel free to talk to her, but do so calmly and quietly. Finally, be aware that she isn't conscious and isn't likely to regain consciousness for quite some time, even if she does recover. She has brain activity, so there is the possibility she might hear what you say to her. Just don't expect her to respond. Do you understand everything I've told you? Yes, we're not really going in to visit Monica. We're being given a chance to say our goodbyes to her. Yeah, I think I do. Sounds like Rico has caught what the doctor's really saying as well. Okay then, she's in CICU 8, right through those doors over there. The first visitor can go in whenever they're ready. Do you have any more questions for me? No, not right now. Thank you, Doctor. The doctor nods and then goes through the door into the CICU. We all look at each other uncertainly. Family before friends. One of you should go first. I was able to talk to her a bit in the ambulance. You can go in first if you want, Chris. Really? Yeah, just remember what she said about being quiet. I know how loud you can get when you're upset. Thanks, Dad. I'll be careful. Jean and Rico sit down together on some chairs. I sit down on the couch nearby. How are you holding up, Rico? Well, my wife is dying. I could tell the doctor doesn't think she'll make it. It'll be a miracle if she lives. So sometimes miracles happen. That's true. Jean being able to walk is proof of that. I look down at my abdomen where my uterus should be. But more often they don't. I knew she was under a ton of stress. Her job, the bills, Chris. It's why I wanted to have this birthday party. I thought spending time with friends would help her to relax and unwind. I knew if we had it at our place, she would be less likely to leave to do one little thing on that damn project she's been working on. But it just pushed her body over the edge. Hey, you can't blame yourself. It sounds like this would have happened even without the party. Maybe. He leans back and starts thinking. I yawn. Wow, suddenly I'm exhausted. The adrenaline must be wearing off. In hindsight, I'm surprised it lasted this long. I wonder when Sarah will get here. I wake up lying on the couch in the waiting room where I had apparently fallen asleep. My back is sore from sleeping on a couch that is way too short for me to stretch my legs out on. You're awake? Sorry, I didn't mean to fall asleep like that. You were really out, so we just let you rest. We figured you needed it after what you did this morning. Apparently I did. I stand up and stretch. My back pops loudly and begins to feel a bit better. Thank you for that, by the way, for what you did for Mom. What happened to her? Chris just shakes her head and walks away. I suppose that's my answer. Looking around, I see that Sayori, Lucas, and Violet are now here talking with Rico. I take a quick look at the clock. I was asleep for quite a few hours. Jean comes up to me. I'm guessing Monica hasn't recovered yet. The good news is that her condition is unchanged. That's also the bad news.
We've been holding a vigil. Some say days with Monica, either taking or talking to her or just watching her, while the rest of us wait out here. Natsuki just went in a little while ago.
Morning, Sleepy Hood.
It's afternoon.
You know what I meant. The others are telling me how you were the real hero today. I'm amazed at you.
Sayori is interrupted by Natsuki bursting out of the CICU, who doesn't say a word and makes a quick beeline towards the exit. That's it. Monica just passed away. Riko's eyes get wide and he walks quickly into the CICU. He's obviously thinking the same thing. Keep an eye on Riko. I'm going to check on Natsuki. Natsuki, wait. She doesn't turn around even though it's impossible for her to not hear me. I begin running. I'm too old for this. Natsuki. I catch up to her and grab her shoulders. Natsuki, what happened?
Nothing. Monica hasn't changed.
Then what?
I'm sorry, I can't handle. I'm going home.
She breaks free of my grip and quickly walks away. I start to go after her, but she calls back without turning around, and I stop.
You'd better hurry up and say goodbye to Monica while you can. She doesn't have long to live.
She turns the corner and vanishes from my sight. I start walking back to the CICU waiting room. When I return to see her, I see Riko is still gone, and everyone else is concerned about what just happened.
What happened to Natsuki?
Is Mom okay? Natsuki said your mother is unchanged, Chris.
Then why did she?
I'm not certain. She said Monica doesn't have long to live. She was going home. Riko comes out of the CICU doors. Monica's in the same condition she's been in since this morning. I can all hear the relief in his voice.
Is it okay with everyone if I go in again? Yeah, let's go.
Chris hurries through the CICU doors while Riko goes and sits down next to Jean and Lucas. I collapse into a chair.
You okay?
I glance towards Riko, but he's busy talking with Jean and Lucas. Normally I would say I feel like I could have a heart attack, but I don't think it would be a good idea to say that today, even figuratively.
Yeah, probably not.
I thought she thought that to herself. Oh no, that's she's whispering. That's right.
Seriously though, I'm fine. It's just been a crazy day. She puts her hand on my arm and comfortingly smiles.
Okay then, take it easy. We're all here for each other, not just Monica. That means you too, of course.
Thank you. I'm still just a little tired. My stomach grumbles. I'm hungry.
We've all this lunch and it's going to be dinner soon. I think I'll go get some food for everyone and come back.
That's a good idea. She stands up, talks with Lucas for a bit, and then heads towards the hospital entrance. I'm surprised to hear my phone chime a few minutes later.
Riding the bus and thinking. I'm sorry for just leaving like that. We deserve better.
I assume you have your reasons.
My mom died the same way. Had a heart attack, ended up in hospital, waited for her to die.
I never knew. You have always been silent about her.
Happened before we met. We kept thinking she'd wake up, but she didn't. Same thing will happen with Moni.
You don't know that. She might still recover. Natsuki doesn't respond for over a minute.
The hospital mom wasn't allowed, the hospital mom was at allowed 2 people. It was just dead, so we were always there. Outside the room was this cart. Nurses just kind of stored it there. When Mom started to die, they brought the cart in the room. Turned out it was full of stuff they needed to try and help her. I thought it was convenient that it happened to be so close. After she died, they moved the cart down to the far end of the hall. Sometime later, another person started to die. Their room was right next to where the cart had been placed. Again, I saw them rush into the room and bring the cart into it with them. I realized then it wasn't coincidence the cart was next to Mom's room. Nurses knew who was most likely to die and were positioning it near where they thought it would be needed. When I started to visit Mom, I saw the similar cart. Bonnie. It was right by her door. Means an entire CICU. Which is nothing but critical patients on edge of death. She's most likely to die. So I said one last goodbye and left. That's why I know Moni won't make it. And you need to get in there and say goodbye while you can.
I'm stunned, but her behavior makes sense now. Thank you for telling me all that. I'm sorry this reminds you so much of your mother's death.
It's fine, it was a long time ago. Stay with Moni's fam as much as you can. They're gonna need support through this.
I will. Jean, Sayori, and Lucas will help too.
No, Saya will need your support too. I've always said you've got a big heart, Yuri. They're gonna need that. But you're also strong. You've always been someone it can lean against, both Faye and Lit. They're gonna need that when she goes.
I'll try.
You will. I know you. You're always there to support friends.
Thank you.
Approaching transfer for next bus, gotta go.
Bye, Natsuki, I will keep you posted.
Thanks, TTYL.
I put my phone away and think for a while on what Natsuki told me. I'm still thinking about it when Chris comes back.
She's definitely still the same. Did someone else want to take a shift?
I'll go. I haven't been in to see her yet. I enter Monika's room to the sound of various monitors beeping her condition. I don't know why they dressed her in yukata. Natsuki was unfortunately right. A cart full of supplies that I normally wouldn't have looked at twice was sitting right outside her door. Hello, Monika. It's me, Yuri. I feel a little silly saying hello to her when I know this is probably goodbye. Besides, I'm not certain if she can hear me. The doctor said even he didn't know, only that she did have some brain activity. I don't know if this is goodbye or not. I hope it isn't. But if this is my last chance to talk to you, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for handing me that flyer and inviting me into the literature club. I admit I was a little afraid it would turn out to be a prank at first. What else could it be when the most popular girl at school extends an invitation to an oversized bookworm who cuts herself like me? But it turned out you were sincere. And from that, I became friends with not only you, but Sayori and Natsuki as well. At the time, I couldn't conceive how much of an impact that would have on my entire life. But here we are, still together after all this time. I start to cry. Even though this might be a fun goodbye. I would guess you've heard this from everyone else, but if you can hear me, please wake up. I stand there silent, but there's no response except for the beeping monitors. And there are times I wish life behaved like a story. He would have woken up right then in dramatic fashion, so we could all live happily ever after. I sigh. Since you're not going to wake up for me right now, how about I read to you for a while? That way, if you can hear me, it will give your mind something to come back to. I pull my book out of my purse. This isn't my usual fare, it's one of Jean's, and I'm already over 100 pages into it. But I don't think that matters to you right now. I open the book and remove my bookmark. The next few weeks went surprisingly well. Despite the fam new and Dobigal, Blue Shell and Greenstock were still willing to fly the rescue. It is 2 days later and the vigil continues. The doctor tries to sound encouraging by saying that Monica's heartbeat sounds steadier. I can't tell myself from the monitors, but at least it hasn't stopped again. Despite that, I've noticed that he hasn't once said when she recovers, but still says if. Also, that cursed card hasn't moved once from its position in front of Monica's room. I haven't told the others about what it means. I don't want to take away what little hope any of us have. Chris and Rico refuse to leave the hospital, and I refuse to leave her here alone. Akiko arrived last night and has been staying here too. We've gotten used to camping out in the waiting room. We're not even the only family doing so. I should be going to work later this morning, but I called in yesterday explaining to the owners what was going on with my sister. I know I'm leaving the store in the lurch, as one of the managers it really does need me. However, right now I don't care. My family needs me more right now. Besides, I've worked there so long and really miss work like this. So hopefully the store owners understand just how important this is to me. Gina frequently goes home to take care of the Markov and then comes back to us, or to keep us supplied with food and books. We have nothing but time while we wait, even while on shift, so I have been going through books faster than usual. I've also been doing a lot of writing again. Lucas took Violet home that first night, but they came back to visit again yesterday. Sarah went home last night so she wouldn't miss work today, but said she would come back this evening. The CICU door opens, and as always, I look up to see if it is news of Monica. Akiko comes out with that same glum expression we all have when we're coming out of there. If Monica died, she'd be crying. If awake, she'd be smiling. But that look means that nothing has changed yet. I need the bathroom break. Who wants to take over? I look over at Chris and Rico sleeping on the floor. If they need their sleep, I'll go in. Okay, thanks, Yuri. As I make my way towards the CICU doors, Akiko stops me. I wanted to personally thank you. For what? How can you ask that? You and Jane have been making certain Dan and Chris at least eat and sleep. And they also told me about how you saved Mom by taking charge and performing CPR. I look towards the CICU doors. It's still too soon to say that I actually saved her. She hugs me. If nothing else, you kept her alive long enough for me to visit with her. And that means a lot to me. Honestly, I'm thinking about taking a CPR class myself because of it. Did you know that Monica is the one who inspired me to learn CPR? In high school, I watched her use it to save Sayori's life. Did she drown? I look at Akiko questioningly. Mom told me she used to work as a lifeguard during the summer back in high school. So that's why Monica knew CPR back then. I had occasionally wondered, but never bothered to ask. No, Sayori didn't drown, I feel uncomfortable telling her that Sayori attempted suicide. She had an accident and stopped breathing. I didn't know. It was a long time ago. Well, I still really need to use the bathroom, so I'll let you go. As I pass through the CICU doors yet again, I question the point of this vigil. It is something that has gone through my mind occasionally the past couple of days. I know logically that our being here isn't actually helping Monica, but it is helping Rico, so I help them keep it. I wonder how long we will do this. I can't skip too much work. As I approach Monica's room, I see that the cart is missing. Her heart stopped again. I hurry into Monica's room and I'm relieved to see that she's unchanged. She's still unconscious. No alarms are going off, no nurses and doctors rushing to save her. Looking out the door, I see the cart has been moved and is now in front of her room, a couple of doors down the hallway. That means the nurses don't think she's the most critical patient in the CICU right now. It's not much, but for the first time in days I feel hopeful that Monica might actually recover from this.
April, you're 37. Oh gosh. Dear viewer, I had told you at the start, I needed a little moment. I only needed a little set, because I didn't have time to refill the full thing. But I'm going to continue later, and you're going to find out if Monica made it next time. So, but it's still the same stuff, so no outro for you. Bye!